It's the first day of October 2020, the best year ever. Anyways, shut up. Why are you talking?
October 1st, 2020.
What? I don't know why that's happening. Anyways, I hope you like haunted houses. Not the Halloween kind, like real haunted houses. Let's go. So this house here is called the Greenwood House. It's closed off, so I can't get into it. But it's one of the first houses that was built along the water in Clearwater, 1888, and it was moved in 1982. So, I mean, that's almost 100 years. It's obviously been restored, but could you imagine a 100-year-old house being moved? That's quite a feat in itself. So, it's a wood frame house, had 3 rooms with a shared fireplace between the 2 front rooms. Wow. A more sophisticated home than the simpler log cabins and cottages built before the Orange Belt Railway arrived in 1888. And here's a map of where it used to be. Right down here. I don't know if you can see this. So that's where the water is. This house would have been right along the water. Pretty incredible. Let's go to the next one. This one is called the Williams Park Bandstand. So it was originally built in 1894, but this is a replica that was built in, what year was this built? 1981. So I was gonna lie to you and tell you that this is like a famous thing where Elvis Presley played when he was a kid, but it's not. Sorry to disappoint you. So this little park here is called Heritage Village. It's got all these old homes inside, and everything is closed off. There is a church. I think everything is closed for COVID-19, but I can show you the outsides, at least. I'll show you up closer to this little bandstand right here. So I don't know where they would have had one of these things. I'm assuming that basically you'd probably see one of these in like a downtown area. There'd be like a really good band playing on here and everybody be having a good time drinking their, I don't know, whatever you drink back then. There's the church. We'll try to get into the church because we need to go to church. I think everything is closed. Check this out. This is the Gulf of Mexico Sponge Company. Now, I've been told by various sources that this one was haunted. Somebody had a box of sponges fall on them and they died. True story. I did not make that up off the top of my head, and you can tell if you rewind it back and replay this, I did not make that up. So, let's take a look at what the sign says. Building closed temporarily due to COVID-19. So we're gonna look at the outside of a lot of these. I was hoping to show you the insides, but that's not gonna happen right now. Not sure how COVID-19 lives inside these buildings. So I have seen a couple people around here, not many. You're supposed to wear a mask out here, but there's no one around me, so I feel pretty comfortable right now. So we're gonna continue to look. Look, these are the famous, you've heard of the green benches. Now, I've heard a couple different stories about these green benches. I've heard the ones in downtown, they were green because black people were not allowed to sit on them. These are obviously not the original green benches. I'm not sure if that's the true story behind it or not, but I've had multiple people tell me. I worked with an African-American lady, and she told me when she lived in downtown St. Pete as a kid, nobody was allowed to sit on the green benches if you're black. And if that's not a crime against humanity, I don't know. That's just terrible and a shame. And if that's true, I'm not sure why they're preserved here, because that's pretty nasty. Okay, here's the Safety Harbor Church. So Look at that, built in 1905 and moved in 1977. So this is what a church was like 100 years ago. And in many parts of the world, I'm sure churches are still like this. Isn't that cool? Those are like hurricane-proof window tarps or something on the windows, I'm not sure. And I've been inside there before, but obviously it's closed for COVID-19. But this church is also haunted. I've heard from multiple sources that this is haunted. And the priest in there used to perform some exorcisms, and some of the demons got trapped in this church. Here it is. So that's probably, I mean, there's a sign that says don't go in because of COVID-19, but I think the real reason is because there's demons inside this building. And then behind us we have a picnic pavilion that dates to the 1800s. Pretty fascinating, isn't it? It's very simple. Look at this wood here. This is actually off trees that were harvested in the 1800s. Pretty incredible. Let's take a gander under here and look at these old blocks. I don't know if you can see these or not. See the old stepping stones here. I remember as a kid we had these all over St. Petersburg around the beach. It's very simple frame structure. It's all right. And the recycling bin right there is not from the 1800s. That's probably from last year. Gulf of Mexico Sponge Company. And you see, I don't know if you can see the sign over there. It says Gulf of Mexico Sponge Company, but the funny thing is it says offices at Pittsburgh, PA, Philadelphia, PA, Calaminos, Greece. There's no offices that are actually near the Gulf of Mexico. Let's see if I can show you that sign. Just a bit worried about snakes out here. I would imagine there's rattlesnakes. This is a really nice building. Gulf of Mexico Sponge Company. This sidewalk is bouncy. It's like rubber. I think it's recycled tires. Everything is closed for COVID-19. Nice building. I mean, that's a big building. It's on concrete piers. I wonder if they were on concrete piers back then, or what they had. It was probably on concrete piers, I would imagine. I gotta show you the sidewalk. This sidewalk, I think, is made entirely of recycled tires. Check this out. See this? It's like tires. It's bouncy. Never seen anything like it, except in playgrounds. And then another interesting thing, look at this sidewalk. As we go towards different parts, there's bricks. And I've been told these bricks are really old. These are like genuinely old bricks. And you can see there's some marks like right there. I don't know if you can see that. You can see they're old. Let me show you these trees up here. This is old Florida. This is the way it was meant to be. Right, so this little cottage here is called Boyer Cottage. It was built by a Bahamian native named Joshua Boyer. He was a seasoned sailor. He left for Key West before he was 20 years old. He spent the 1870s doing disco and earning a living from the sea along Florida's sparsely settled west coast. On a fishing trip that he was doing back in 1877, he stopped at a small sponging settlement named Anclote, on the Anclote River, obviously. He anchored his stoop at nearby Spring Bayou, where he met Alexander Ormond. He's from the Ormonds. He was an early homesteader. And he met this guy's daughter named Mary, and they fell in love, married, and built this tiny cottage and lived happily ever after until they died. There's like bees and crap all around me. Anyways, it's fascinating, isn't it? It's a beautiful house. I mean, that's like, what, a one bedroom, no bath? It's really tiny. I mean, people were really simple. What is this, 20 feet by 20 feet? I mean, it's tiny. Yeah, very simple. I'm not even sure if it's 20 feet wide. See, I'm surrounded by all these old haunted houses. All right, so right now we're staring at these green benches. So these green benches, their legacy is more painful than you think. Why is that? Why would that be? And each bench has a memorial on it. It has a name and it says supporters. So let's check this one out. Yeah, this one does too. It says in memory of, and I'm not gonna name the people on here because I don't think what I'm gonna read here is very nice, and I don't wanna call anyone out for not being nice, but if these benches, if this is true, it's not nice and they probably should be removed. It says the green benches that dotted the city for decades, and this is a St. Petersburg Times article. Hospitality and segregation, a public discussion attempts to heal old wounds. So the bottom line is these benches, culturally significant. The black residents of St. Petersburg had their place, but the place was not on the green benches or in the parks along the waterfront. How terrible is that? We're all part of the same earth, we're all part of the same family. When we're all said and done and everything's over, we become part of the earth again, we become part of the dirt that makes up this earth. Anyways, I'm pretty disappointed that these benches are here given their racist past. I don't know why we honor racists. Okay, so I did not bring a selfie stick today. I brought a tripod. And the tripod is much heavier than a selfie stick, but I wanted to get some shots of these buildings that you would see that I could not get with a selfie stick. So, it's kind of creepy. I'm in the forest right now. Let me show you what I'm walking around. See, there's all this. I'm just waiting for a rattlesnake or something to jump out at me here. There's a lot of hornets, bees, ants. Whatever you don't want to get stung by is out here today. No lie. It's a shame all these houses are closed off. I'd love to show you inside one of these historically old houses. I don't drop my camera. I see this house was built in the 1800s, but you see what that is right there? Right there, that's an air conditioner. I guarantee this house did not have air conditioning when it was built. Actually, that's pretty new. It's got a bad crush in the side, but it's obviously been retrofitted. Probably. Let me adjust my camera here. I'm a little bit more uneven than I want to be. Isn't this fantastic? You can see that roof on there. It's probably been replaced. It's a nice roof. Everything is closed. And look at the plumbing. See the vent stack here on the side? Vent stack is the, it's like needed if that gets blocked, your plumbing doesn't work because it has no suction. Or it ends up with a suction. Another old house. Actually, this looks pretty neat. Look at the windows. Little P-TAC air conditioner on there. That's the boat shop, currently closed for COVID-19. Here's a rock. That's cool. You too can have your name on a rock if you donate a bunch of money to this place. I don't know, the green benches kind of worries me. It kind of like, if that is fact, that they were racist, I don't know why you'd want to memorialize your loved ones' names on there. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so now we're out back of this house. I have no idea where we're going. There's like a trail here and we're headed down. There's like all these descriptions of plants and trees, but we're not looking at those yet. We're walking towards the back. And I do apologize if this is a bumpy video, but I'm not using a gimbal. And see here, it looks like there's a blacksmith shop over here. This sidewalk is really bouncy. I can see like parts of tires in it. And like here's more old brick. Check this out. Old brick. Augusto block. Oakdale block, it says in that one. Just really old block. And these are obviously recovered from different places. So back when this place was open before COVID-19, you can see blacksmith people working here, hammering out metal, just as they would in the olden days. See, check this out, some kind of tractor, snake. Isn't that something? I'm gonna expand my tripod a little bit here so you can see better. I don't know if you're picking up that noise or not. So I am wearing my new Comica lapel mic here. All right, there you go. You can see all the different things they used to work on. Here's some kind of, I don't know what that is. And then as we move more over here, some old things they used to work on. Just take a look. There's a tractor over there. Let's go see if we can see the tractor. I'm surprised I have not been attacked by a snake or a bear or anything yet. Look at this old wood kettle here. What is that? Is that an old stove? Is that what people used to eat off of back in the day? And here's more reclaimed block inside here. See that? All the Augusta block. Old equipment. And when it's dinner time, your mom would come outside and ring that bell. And she'd say, get your food before it's cold. There's more green benches. Yeah, if you know any truth to the green benches, if that is true, let me know. That's it's no good. They should remove the green benches if they were a racist thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's good to memorialize them and stuff like that. It's like putting salt on a wound. So this would be a blacksmith shop here. See, look, it looks like it's all been used recently. So I would imagine before COVID-19, this stuff was actually used. And now nature is taking over. See, it's got bird poop all over the bench there, all over the vice grip. Ain't that something? And then here's an old-fashioned tractor. See that? Look at the tires on this rig. Isn't that something else? I've never seen anything like that. There's a spider. See, they're falling apart. They're really old. I guarantee that's not gonna run. Look at the chair. It doesn't look very comfortable. See the chair right there? I think it's broken. And look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel definitely is not any good anymore. It needs some work. All right, there appears to be a wishing well or some type of well. I doubt it's a wishing well. Let's see what this is. It's a good place to lose your camera. Is that deep? Let's check it out. No, it's not. What is this? This is like a place where you cook meat. I think this is an outhouse. No, it's a smokehouse. I was gonna say this is an outhouse. This is where you use the bathroom, but in fact, it is a smokehouse, originally built in 1898. Look at that. Built in Largo, Florida, half-size reconstruction built in 1988, or 1998. So that's a reproduction, so it's not real. But that's the way it would have been. And then this thing here, what is this? What is it? Look at the old coffee can from the 1800s. Not really. I have no idea what thing this is. Sugarcane Mill. So that's this thing over here. There's no sign for this. It's going to be a mystery. 1890. This is an old red mill. This is original. Check this out. Wow. Chattanooga. You know where that is, right? That's over in Nashville or near Nashville, Chattanooga, or is it Tennessee? Let's just say Tennessee. I don't know where it is. I've never been. I've driven through. So I guess you put your sugar in there and you make sugar with the sugar cane. I don't know. You see this over here? This is an important artifact a lot of people don't know about. This is, can you guess what this is? I'm gonna give you 3 guesses. See what this is? It's got 4 posts in the center, and then it's got 4 on the outside. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. Back in the old day, we didn't have cars. We had horses. You'd bring your horse, you tie it up to there. You'd make sure you had a AAA membership in case your horse broke down, and you'd park it there. If anything happened, you just get on the phone, get the operator to call AAA, and they'd send the tow horse out for you. All right, this is Union Academy. This building, probably built as a World War I barracks, was a portable classroom at the all-white Tarpon Springs Elementary School for about 20 years. All-white Tarpon Springs Elementary School for 20 years. In 1942, school officials moved the building to the Union Academy campus. The established elementary school for colored students in Tarpon Springs. So when the school became old, they made it for black kids. That's also racist. Wow. I've never seen this much racist stuff. I'm kind of nervous. This is another old home. This is a big house. See, it's 2 stories, but see how big the inside is. I guess you get better airflow when you have bigger windows. Taller inside. The second floor is about like regular size we would have today, but the first floor is huge. I mean, this has to be like, I don't know, it's probably 12 feet high at least. Pretty crazy stuff. I'm not sure what year this house was built. Obviously, it's been retrofitted. It's got fire risers here. Let's see what year this house was built. So this house is the House of 7 Gables. This house was built in 1907 and moved in 1976. So you literally could have lived in this house your whole life and had some family raised here and moved it. So it looks like this was right on the water when it was built. It was in downtown Clearwater near the Pinellas County Courthouse. Has a nice wraparound porch, great views of Clearwater when it was built. Has 13 rooms inside with a spacious living area suited for Edwardian tastes. For 6 decades, many families and people made this place their home. But I mean, look at the detail of this. I'm not sure if you can see this from there, but the detail of the wood, it's nice. The way it's been machined or whatever it is, the wraparound porch is beautiful. I could sit out here with an iced tea and have a really great time. A lot of hornets over here. I've seen enough. I don't want to get stung by hornets. I'll see if I can zoom in and show you guys the wraparound porch. It's fancy. All right, so you can see the porch. We're gonna walk over there now, I'll show you. Really nice porch. So this house would have been right along the water. What a nice house. I'm surprised the salt water didn't destroy most of this house. It's beautiful. I love this porch. I can imagine, you know, you didn't have internet back then, so what are you gonna do for entertainment? Literally. So you're gonna wake up in the morning, you'll get your drink. I don't know what you drink in the morning back then. Come outside, read the newspaper, stare at the sea. Things were more simple. You didn't have a cell phone. You weren't connected to a computer. So you're more connected to nature, I imagine. Like, that's why I like cruising, because like I feel part of the earth. I can see the sea. And with a house like this, you're definitely connected to the earth. I mean, at a time like that, if you had a house like this now, you'd probably have the internet, be hanging out on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. But back then, didn't have any of those options available to you. Another old house, the Plant Summer House. I'm not sure what the deal with this house is. It's a nice little house, a 2-story. pretty. Okay, so the description over here says it's an unknown beginning, has a mysterious history. Very similar in style to houses built by the railroad magnate Henry Plant. So over in Tampa, there's a guy called Henry Plant. There's a hotel in Clearwater named after him, and the Bellevue. So it looks like some of Plant's supervisors lived in this house in Clearwater. So this was moved into by a lady named Robert and Julia Sumner. It was built by Robert and Julia Sumner, purchased and then moved into this family house. Hornets. So this was a middle-class house back then. This was a middle-class house, middle class. I'm hot and faded, and I'm saying words that don't exist. But this was a middle-class house back then. Now think about what a middle-class house is today. I don't know anyone in the middle class that actually owns a house. Everybody lives in apartments. So that's something different. Nice house. Okay, so this one here, it looks like a horse barn. Let's see what it is. It says Low Barn, moved in 1976, built in 1911 to 1912. So that's pretty fantastic. Look at that. 65 years old when it was moved. Came from the Annona region. I have no idea where that is. Wow, there's actually pictures of this back in the day. I'll show you these in a second. They kept hay in the barn and they kept the horses and cows out in here. This is fantastic. So old. Wow, there's a tractor in here. I'm going to show you guys this in a second. It's pretty big. It's decent. This actually looks better than some of the houses I saw over there. Go figure, right? And there's water. They had water back then too, running water. Imagine that. Okay, let's take a closer view here. So this is where the horses would stay. Here's a tractor. That's a nice ride-on tractor. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I would say it's pretty. See, that door has a lock on it right there. Oh, it's like full of stuff that they use, that's why. It's got like disabled signs. Those are not from the 1800s. There's chairs in here. I guarantee these are not from the 1800s either. Chairs and tables, they look pretty new. Probably pretty new. And then I don't know if you can like feel the size of this building, this barn. Look at that, it's like at least 2 stories high in the center. Pretty big. All right, this looks like a fire station. It's got a bell. Should we ring the bell? I'm not gonna ring the bell. Oh, big lizard. The American LaFrance fire engine, nicknamed Francis, went into service at Bellevue Hotel in 1917. So this hotel, the Bellevue Biltmore here, had its own fire station. One of the largest structures on the Pinellas Peninsula, had its own water system, police, and fire protection. Wow, so this was the fire station from the Bellevue Hotel. Pretty fancy pants. Here's the antique bell. Probably get kicked out if we ring it. Yeah, I could ring it, but I don't want to get arrested. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It ain't going nowhere. Look at these bamboo stalks. That's cool. Bamboo. All right, there's more old houses. We can continue here all day. And this begs the question, where did I park my car? Now, this was the first house we saw here today, I think. Or at least it was the first house I saw. Not sure if I got on video. The Low House. So this is a pretty nice house. It would have been open, but COVID-19, I hate you. Can't go inside. So built in 1888, wow. And then look at these houses over here. I guess they keep moving stuff in. There's like some construction going on over there. They've got another house coming in. Look at this car here. Guarantee this is like one of the oldest cars I've ever seen. Check this out. Radiator doesn't look too good. I'd say the tires are shot too. You know, I know someone that could put this together. It's a 4-cylinder engine. See the 4 spark plugs? Those spark plugs need to be replaced. Yeah, I don't see anything on this car working out too good. Why is the steering wheel down there and like the shaft for it is up there? It's kind of weird. It's like bicycle tires, almost like those new fat bicycle tires you see around. Huh. Now the scary thing is, I really don't know where I parked. There's more old houses here. He's got a generator, it's kind of weird. And there's a train. I want to take you to the train. We can't go inside anything because COVID-19. But let's take a walk down here. This is pretty well-maintained land here. So obviously they have fire suppression systems on these houses here. You see it's got the sprinkler risers and everything here. Some modern protections. This one is heat and air conditioning over here. Obviously not original. This looks old, look at this. Looks like some kind of lift station or something, I'm not touching it. And then I love the shingle on that house over there. It's like new old style shingle. That's a brand new air conditioner. That one looks brand new. Less than 10 years old anyways. This is like a mansion. Wow, you're gonna like this. Let's see what the deal is with this house. Okay, so this is the Walsingham house. Right here. Now there is a road here called Walsingham Road, so I'm assuming this is something to do with that family. 1890s, young man fell in love, they got married, they built a house, settled in Largo. So this was actually what Walsingham Road, this is the family. This was their house. Could you imagine? I mean, this is a big house by today's standards, so back then these people must have been rich. Probably has a fireplace. It's nice. I would imagine there was a porch or something that came out further, but I don't see one here. But this is nice. These people were obviously rich. And the light post here, I gotta show you this light post. I love this light post. This light post is awesome and it's old. Check this out. This light post right here. That's old. I mean, it says down here at the bottom, it says the Union Metal Manufacturing Company. Patent and patents pending. Canton, Ohio. I mean, that's gotta be old. It's got a hole rusted through the side here. I wonder if it works. So this house was built in 1915 and moved in 1984. So it's not as old as the others. It's more modern, more larger. But that's a heavy house to move. Because see the block? It's a solid block. Cinder block. It's not going to be easy to move. And then this house over here looks like they're just moving it or doing something with it. Another nice house. Looks kind of like a craftsman house. Not sure what it is. Let's take a gander. Turner bungalow architectural details. So there's this really ugly cloth covering this, so we really can't see it too well. But I've got a secret entrance here. You guys can get a really good view. And it shows here 1915. Here's some pictures of what the inside looks. Really old. Termite damage on the floor. Look at the old lock. Wow. masonry, built-in casework, and roof brackets. So this was a gift. Wow, so this lady donated this house along with the moving costs. She was the last family member. Her name was Jeer, J-E-R-E, Jeer, Jerry. Jerry, is it Jerry? Last member of the family to live in this home. So somebody actually lived in this while it looked this bad. Pretty incredible. But it's a nice big house. It's an old house. See the way the fireplace is? It's between like 2 rooms there. So you'd heat up multiple parts of the house with one fireplace. Ingenious. And then as we go over here, I realize I'm getting further and further away and have no idea where my car is. There's a concrete structure right here. I'm ready to go check this out. It's like a Spanish style. Not sure what it is. I'm actually starting to freak out because I have no idea where my car is. I'm going to set you down here and I'm going to tell you what this is. Okay, so what is it? This is old. It says this is the Gandy Bridge Tower. So if you're familiar with Tampa, St. Petersburg, there's a Gandy Bridge. This would be one of the columns on the side that would be next to the toll booth. Back in the day, it was a toll, and you had to pay to get across. This is part of the tower on the side. Wow. 10 cents per passenger. 75 cents toll to get across the bridge, plus 10 cents per passenger. Operated until 1944 when the federal government took ownership of the motorway for the war effort, and then it became just a free public highway. But that's something, and there's actually an old picture of this over here I'll show you in a second. That is something else. So this is old. It's got a lot of bugs on it. I kid you not, it's got a lot of bugs on it. I'm going to show you the old picture of it up here. Fascinating stuff. I mean, it reeks of history. It's, you don't see stuff like this every day. It's pretty cool. Especially if you're from this area. And today I'm at Heritage Village Park. This is a park where they just have a bunch of old haunted stuff. And, see, look, this is the way it originally looked. And this was on The Daily Show. The Gandy Bridge was on The Daily Show a few years ago, and they called it the Gandy Bridge in Gandy Beach. So old pictures. This is 2 lanes, 1 lane each way. How about that? I love old stuff like this. So as you're approaching the toll, this is what you'd see. And then you'd stop in the middle. So this was not the toll booth, this was in the middle. Or these were, the toll booth was in the middle. See, there's the picture. Toll booth was in the middle, and these are on each side, just, I guess, decoration. And there it is in 1953. I can't tell you how many times I've been on this bridge, but that does look about the same as it is today. Huh. All right, let's go look at the old-fashioned store. I'm sweating out here, guys. It's really hot. It's like 77 degrees. It's humid. It's okay. I'm gonna make it. It's just really, Florida's humid. I'm sad that everything's closed for COVID-19, but you know what? Health and safety before everything else. Let's go see what we got up here. In here, it's employees only. See that there's like all road closed signs for being naughty. No public access. But it is really just a beautiful area. It's peaceful, it's pretty. Another green bench. I don't know, the green benches bother me. If that is in fact true, I don't like the story behind them. I don't think they should be here. My opinion. Now, I just noticed something over here. I don't know if you can see this. There's like all this roped off stuff over here. What is this? It's like old decorations or something. See this right here? Oh, we're in it. These must be like old fronts of houses and things like that. Isn't that something? So they took the conch shells, you can find these in like the Bahamas for $5 each, and they built them into walls, retaining walls. How cool is that? Ooh, there's a breeze right here and it feels good. See, that one's got a big piece of metal in the center. And you can see that's not formed concrete, there's bricks. How about that? Isn't that something else? I think there's more shells in there than there is actual concrete. Okay, I'm starting to get surrounded by people. I need to place on my mask. So these shells are probably over 100 years old or about 100 years old. Look at that. Those are loose, free for the taking, guys. And I just want to remind you, today is the first day of October. It is Halloween. So every day this month you have to wear a different superhero t-shirt. It's required by law in most states. Not sure if it's required in your state. I don't live in your state, but here I'm taking care of myself. I'm making sure each day I am wearing a different superhero shirt. Not sure what I'm gonna wear tomorrow, but today I have Batman on. I like Batman. Batman's all right. So, I mean, you see this? It's just it's like a neighborhood of old houses. It's pretty cool. I mean, they've preserved this. Let me loosen up the, there you go, I can swivel you. So over here is the latest edition, and then over here you've got another house they added recently, and then there's another. It's just like a neighborhood of old historic homes or just old homes. Not necessarily have any significance in history, but I mean, like that one is named after a street. That family must have been really rich. I would like a street named after me, but nobody likes me and I'm not rich. So there you go. Let's continue walking. I'm going to show you the general store over here. This used to be open. Inside they had a bunch of just old stuff. Like you could see old boxes of like Clorox bleach and different things, heroin bottles from when you could just go to the grocery store, your little snake oil, things like that. Like if you don't feel well, you go in there, you get something, makes you feel better. Let's go take a look. Okay, so out here in Pinellas, we have a road called Mcmullen Booth. And this is the Mcmullen house. It looks pretty simple. It's, I mean, it's not a large house by any means, or it doesn't appear to be, but it is a nice house. It's got air conditioning, it's got a recycle bin, it's got all the amenities of a modern house. They've obviously upgraded it a little bit. But the road here named after Mcmullen Booth, this was built in 1868, and built in 1868, that's a long time ago, moved in 1992. So this house was built by the family. And, okay, they had 160 acres. That's why they had a road named after them. If you had 160 acres, you'd most likely, you know, be alive a long time ago to have 160 acres here. I don't think there's anything like that for a house available now. So these guys lived on 160 acres and had this house with their children, and they lived here. Not here, but in that house. That's a nice house. That's why they have a road named after them. Obviously, something was taken from them or given, so they're like, here, we'll name this road after you. Okay, so here's a convenience store. This would be like the original general store. Kind of crappy to see it all boarded up. We can't see inside. Maybe we can see a little. See, okay. So this says it's the H.C. Smith grocery store. Built in 1915, moved in 1988. So this was in the same spot for a while, and it's not that old in the whole scheme of things. So this was in St. Petersburg. Wow, just, I mean, look at this. Looks like there's a barber shop here. Shoe shine. Piano. I mean, this would be the place to be on a Saturday if you're getting your groceries. We cannot see inside this window at all. But I will show you inside this window here. You can see the barber shop. But I mean, there is a breeze here. If we were alive back in the olden days, I doubt there would be air conditioning. I'm not even sure how they sold meat back then, because the meat would go bad pretty quickly, so it would have to be cured in a lot of salt and then packed with ice, because I don't know how the refrigeration was back then. Let's take a peek inside here. I'll show you inside in just a second. Okay, so this is the Barber Shop side. I don't know if you can see any of this. You can see my reflection, but not inside very well. There you go. You can see the shoe shine bench on the right. There's a piano in the back there, old piano. It's fascinatingly old stuff here. There's some old signs. Columbia double disc records. What's a record? Tired of aching feet. Obviously reproduction signs, but you get the idea. Coca-Cola, it's the real thing. I don't drink it. Colonial good bread. The mail pouch. And this looks like it's a genuinely old Coca-Cola refrigerator here. Obviously doesn't have a motor or anything. And inside here, it's aluminum. I'm not sure the age of this, but it looks pretty old and pretty real. And we have officially, I gotta get a drink. We have officially made it around the whole park here. This is the actual bathroom that is in use. And if you want to get your photo taken here, you can just get your photo taken here. Place your face in there. You can also get COVID-19. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how long it lives on surfaces. And then, check this out. The family line system. Check out this train. How cool is that? This is an old train. This is like a really old train here. I don't even know how old this thing is. It's got windows, got air conditioning obviously been added. That wouldn't have been on there originally. These tires are huge. And there's a hidden rock here with the face painted on it, kind of creepy. But I mean the age, how would you even climb into this thing? That's work on itself. I think people were probably stronger back then. Georgia Clinchfield West Point route, the family line system. It's a big, I've been inside here, but not recently. It's all locked up now. It's a shame. Okay, I'm at the other side here. Not sure if you can still hear me, but it says this is the caboose. So this was the crew's quarters back in the day. So this was moved in 1983. This is from the 1920s. 1920s right here, folks. And I'm gonna be really surprised if this microphone worked when I was on the other side. So this is from the 1920s, was moved in the 1980s to the spot. Fascinating stuff. Weird. Just old. I mean, how would you even, the labor to move these and connect them together? So this would be where the crew lived. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. One more thing, check this out. There's no, that can't be like too recent. But on the other side here, there's one of the, I don't know what they're called, the things that go down in front of the road. Like I lived in a town where when a train came by, you just better watch out. There was no, they didn't have one of these. I don't know what this is called. Like the railroad crossing sign thing. There's probably like a name for these. Don't know what it is. But where I lived, they had nothing. It just, when the train came by, it came by. You just gotta watch for it. So I can't imagine that that's too old. And then this is obviously a train station right here. Seaboard Railroad Company Passenger Station. Ain't that pretty? I doubt I can get up into any of this. Let's see what we can see here. They had a public telephone pay station. I don't know what that is. Probably a payphone. These are some steep stairs. And the thing is, if you're in a wheelchair, if they even had wheelchairs, how would you get up here? Whoops. You wouldn't. You have to have somebody carry you. So here's the various routes that they would have done back then. This is pretty high up. Orange Blossom Special, number 307. You can go from Boston, New York, Philly, Pittsburgh, Washington, Richmond to Jacksonville. They had some pretty cool routes. You could travel the whole country from this one train station. I'm going to show you where we're at now. This is pretty high up. It's a long drop down. A long drop down. So I'm going to be very careful not to fall off of here. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's vlog. It's Vlogtober. I'm Sammy Jacks. Subscribe. Don't die unless you have to, and I will see you tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. I might do it today. I'm not going to tell you because I don't know yet. But this is Vlogtober. You're in the middle or the beginning of Vlogtoberfest. I'm going to do this every day. Not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. Not sure what I'm doing the next day, but today we're here. Heritage Village, Pinellas County, Florida. It's all right. I'm gonna leave you with a view of the leaves.